Thanks for checking in back over here at the channel. I am going to do this video, this product review, unboxing, talking about this thing with zero cuts. So every edit, every blooper, you're getting them all here with this thing. Not on the field today, down in the basement gun shop, and going to do a product review with a digital optic. Got an optic sent to me by RIX, R-I-X. Got a thermal. I'm going to talk about this thing a little bit. I'm not going to do your standard traditional unboxing because, come on, let's get to the chase. You guys know how to open something up. But I am going to show you guys what comes in the box. I'm going to talk a bit about this RIX S2R 256 that RIX sent me and asked me to do a review on. Now, I've had this thing for better part of a month. I've been playing around, getting some footage out in the field, getting myself familiar with this thing here. Now, these things come with a bit of a novel. Now, I don't want you to get intimidated by that. They also come with some laser warnings because this thing has a laser rangefinder on it. Now, Rick sent me this cool bag. Now, I'm not going to use it out in the field or anything like that, but it's nice for toting stuff around. And they went above and beyond. They sent a koozie for your favorite cold beverage. Now, even if you're not going to use this digital optic, I'm going to use this, right? Again, no bloopers, no cuts today. All right, let's look at this thing right here. Now, I've played around with this thing, goofed around with a little bit, and got myself loosely familiar with it. And the reason I'm saying that and talking about that is when you get to these digital optics. Now, I've got some content on other brands out there. This right here is going to clue you into something. These things are a lot more technical than just your standard rifle scope or spotting scope or rangefinder. Lots of buttons, lots of tech, lots of features, a lot of great stuff in here, but you really do need to make sure that you are familiar with it. Now, before you're thinking, I don't want anything to do with this RIX S2R 256 because of this, well, I'm going to tell you, I'm speaking in English, and you really only need that much of it because this book is, don't freak out, but it's got, I don't know how many different languages are in this thing, but there's maybe 7 to 10 pages dedicated to your particular language. But this book is well written. There lots of, well, we got these things so you can get right to these little QR code deals. But lots of nice, simple to navigate charts with the specs, a layout of what comes in the box, what each button does, and a little bit more stuff going on with how to attach this thing to a platform. Very well done for a quick user guide. I like that. That is paramount to me, giving this thing a relatively positive view. Everything else on this thing, I'm going to kind of walk through it a little bit. This thing has just come out. This is the 256. It now has a rangefinder attached to it, and I believe possibly the prior models did not. This thing specs out MSRP from RIX at just under $1,000, so $999, which puts it right in the ballpark with everybody else selling these things. Maybe a little bit on the lower end to some extent, but that's the cost. I'm not going to keep going on it. These things will probably come up and down. Let's get going with what's going on here. I'm going to set this down for a minute. Moving around a lot. Here's all the stuff that comes in your box. Now, I'm not going to unbox this thing, but you get 2 little containers like this that each one is holding a battery. So you get 2 batteries. That's a nice feature. You're on the field, one runs out of juice, you got another one to go with here. And no cuts. Woo! You get a sneeze on camera. Whoo! You get your charger. There's your charger. Really simple to use these things. You just put your batteries in there. So you got 2 batteries. One is inside here right now, fully charged. Again, you're going to want to charge these things up like most devices. Plug it in when you get it and let it charge up overnight. Now here's your cord to plug in your charger and to plug your device into the Optic. So you got everything you need there. What do we got here? Oh, we got a cover. This is nice. Let's get into this thing here. You got a nice cover for it. You are dealing with an electronic piece of equipment, so you got something to keep the elements off. The neoprene, so it has some padding. So you got a nice cover. And this is something, well, I'll get to this in a minute here. You got, there's some wrenches. There's an Allen wrench down in there. I'm trying to get to it. But what I want to talk about is the cleaning cloth. Nope, everybody comes with one of those. This right here. See what that says? Thermal targets. These are great. So when you are zeroing this in, you know, you can use this thing as just spotting, but if you're going to put this actually on one of those things back there, you got to zero this thing, and guys get tricky with putting a piece of foil out there, one of those pocket hand warmers, anything hot or cold, but people put things out there. This is great that this comes with a pack of those things. What I was trying to get to was this little Allen key. So there's a little wrench in there, and the box is, you can kind of see it here. It's not overdone. This is the box for the chargers. Everything's simple. That's the Rugergundog Bob unboxing version here. Keep it simple. Let's get to what we want to talk about is this thing here. So popping up on your screen here is some footage that I've gained from using this thing. Now I played around with it a little bit in the house and you know, kind of worked around getting the batteries in and out of this thing. This is where they go, right here. You're going to slide them in. Here is your ratings on your batteries. And you guys can look at these videos while I'm talking and putting the battery cap back on this thing. Pretty good resolution from this thing. I've got some turkeys that I was able to get footage on. Simply put that on and turn it. But I got some turkeys here. Now we got these things at just over 100 yards. Viewing this group of turkeys, and you can see pretty good thermal resolution. It was not dark out, all right? People freak out. You're using this thing in the daytime. Well, I'm getting footage for people to look at this thing, and it does work in the daytime. Records everything, because obviously you guys are looking at the resolution and the recording and all the features that you can see when you're looking through this guy. But here's some turkeys, and I also got some white-tailed deer here at different distances. Now, the resolution on this thing is great. I think it's pretty good. I think it's enough that I'd be comfortable taking shots and everything with this. Something I did notice is the rangefinder was giving me a little bit of fits. It worked well. I confirmed it with my handheld rangefinder that it's accurate. You got to be careful you don't have your hand in front of it like this, but it seems like at times it would lock on. It's almost hard to get it to reset. So I would take the rangefinder and turn it on and off. It's just simply hit one of the buttons on here to turn your rangefinder on and off, as well as the power buttons on the side right here. The plug it into the juices on the side. You know, I'm jumping all over a little bit with this, but this video is more like an informal talk about this thing and an informal positive review of it, actually. This little guy right here comes off. Now, this is a little throw lever. I'm trying to get it where you can see it on here. But there's a throw lever on here. And when I played around with this thing at first, before I got to digging in that box, I didn't realize I even had this. And one of my initial complaints was going to be grabbing a hold of this little wheel right here. It's hard. It's cumbersome to get. You know, your rangefinder's in the way. The mechanism to hook this thing, there's a quick release here. It's very, very good quality too. There's a quick release for the hook on your pick rail. But all this stuff got in the way of trying to focus the image until I realized this was in the box. So that unchecked one complaint that I was going to have about this thing. And there's only one other complaint that I have left. Let me go through all the positive stuff first before I get to the sole negative thing. The lid for this guy is really nice. This thing doesn't just have some cheap plastic deal that just snaps on here. No little rubber cap. It's got a mechanism with a actual, gosh, I can make it where you can see it here. There's a there's a little spring clip, and it actually clips and closes nice. I really like that. You can take this eye cup off if you want, but these are nice for sealing. You know, you seal this thing out as you're looking through here. I did not, full disclosure, I did not mount this up and use the ballistic information and zero it and see how it holds or anything like that. Typically, these digital electronics don't have a problem with that stuff. And the ballistic information is going to be as accurate as you put it in there too. But all the testing that I did, all the footage that you're seeing that I gained from this, as shaky as it is, it was because I didn't have this thing mounted steady on a platform to, you know, really hold steady. This was me in the field sitting in a chair kind of doing this, getting some footage of these deer and these turkeys for you guys. So what is my take on this, and what is my one complaint on it? My complaint is the digital zoom on this particular device. When you zoom this in, the resolution, the clarity, it really does degrade quite a bit. You can't clean it up by focusing because you're digitally zooming. You're not getting an optical zoom of any sort with this 256 unit. Now, I did find that keeping it maximum zoomed out was usable for me, and that was the best case scenario for spotting. I was spotting at deer with this thing at well over 600 yards in the daytime, and it picked them up pretty good. I did find that switching through the different color modes on here, my opinion, now maybe somebody else has a different take on this, or if you're colorblind or not, but some of the color options that are available, the green one that looks like the old Predator movie from the 90s, the red one on here, they were quite hokey. Even the rainbow one I thought was a little hokey. Black hot or white hot seemed to work the best for me as far as being able to quickly identify the heat signature of the animals at distance. The black hot, they really stood out really good. A lot of contrast and resolution from the grass and weeds and the forest between the heat signature of the animal. So that's really my only criticisms. I'm not even sure if complaints would be fair for this thing. Everything else about it, I really like it, and I do plan to do much more extensive use. I'm going to get this thing mounted up. I do want to test out how it holds up with the zero to recoil, how it zeroes, how all the electric digital features up on here work out. The recording is really good. It's very simple. You plug this device in, and you plug it into your laptop, your phone, whatever you're using, and it'll quick pick up, move everything over. Everything recorded really well. That was great. All the features and functions on here, the menus seem to be very easy to navigate. Even turning the rangefinder on and off. All the buttons up here are real intuitive. I like that about it, the weight of this thing. It really checks the boxes, and if you do a cross comparison with this RIX S2R Storm 256 to everything in the category, it's a direct comparison. It's a winner. It's not a winner. It's a loser. It's not a loser. It really is a really good direct comparison competitor with everything in the price range. And I'm going to tell you, I like it. They sent this thing for me to use, try out, and give this review. They didn't pay me, bribe me. They asked me, hey, you want to play with this thing and try it out? And I definitely was interested comparing this thing to the stuff that I've been using. And I'm going to give this thing one of these. I'm giving it a thumbs up. I like it, and I'm excited to give it a try. And I would encourage you guys to, if you're in the market for a thermal. If you're looking for just a handheld, I think this thing works great for that. It's more what I use these things for. Or if you're looking to actually put one on your platform, having the rangefinder, I think, is a huge, huge, huge plus. Even if you're just using it as a handheld. So, hey, thanks for checking in, and getting back over here to the channel and looking at this review of the RIX Storm S2R 256 model. And if you got an opportunity to get your hands on one of these, give one a try. Check it out. And yeah, until next time, get on out there and, well, keep on thermal ranging and shooting.